Hey guys, this is Ben the Creator, and today we're here filming another podcast. And this time around, I'm going to say the name correctly. I know last time we had some explanations to do because of the other podcast name is no longer active. So it's the Truth of the Hustle podcast, and we interview entrepreneurs, business owners, and hustlers. And today we have a influencer. But one thing that I learned about him is the fact that dude, he runs his business, his social media, his branding. So it's somebody that I admire, and when I first started the company, he's actually was one of my first guests, and we became friends. And he's always being super positive. I just hit one of my clips hit 1.7 million, and he gave me props for that, so it felt pretty good. So today we're here with AZ Food Guy. He's amazing. I don't have to say. I know I'm doing a lot of bragging for you, dude. But so we're here. So I don't know if you want to say hi to camera over here, camera one.
Hi. Thank you so much. I feel so loved.
Yeah, man. I
Such
appreciate
high
it, man.
praise.
No, dude. Well, honestly, dude, like ever since we connected and I've been watching your journey, and I see you, dude. You freaking work. You
Mhm.
hustle, dude. Like you're every day. Do you even take days off?
I don't think I've had a day off for 2 years. I
But
mean, I took 7 days off this or in July, but
yeah.
that's because I was, like, sick for 7 days.
Okay. Dang. That was that week. I think I saw that on Instagram. You're like, oh, I took some breaks, and
Yeah, it's
damn.
like I took a week off because I was in bed.
Yeah. You know the cool thing about what you're doing, bro, is the fact that they say if you love what you do, it doesn't feel like work.
It does not.
Yeah, and for me, like that's how I feel about like this whole content creation and then the podcast. And look at this is fucking dope, dude. Like
Yeah,
I'm almost stepping into your world, and in the food influencer world. So
and I'm happy for you too. So, when you wake up every day, you're not saying, "Oh, I can't believe it's another day." I you know, in a negative way,
yeah,
but you're more positive. You're like, "Alright, I wake up, it's time to get on the phone and edit some content, put some things out there into the world and see what happens."
awesome, awesome. All right, man. All right, so we have some food in front of us. A good friend of mine and the owner of ATL Wings on Roosevelt Road. He sponsors some wings, and we're gonna. I know you told me you haven't tried it yet, so
I
like this
haven't
is a
had
perfect
ATL wings
opportunity.
yet. Yeah,
All
I'm
right,
excited.
question number one I have for you, brother. Are you a ranch guy or a blue cheese guy?
I can do both. Yeah. In fact, every time I eat wings, I usually order both because I like different tastes.
All right, cool. So I set it up here just in case.
Gotcha. There's 3. What's
I don't know. It was just I don't know what I did with this one, but either way. But I know one of these is I think this is blue cheese. But overall, I know you said to try. We were gonna try some. It was like the what is it? Honey barbecue, the salt and vinegar, and then what was the other one that you were?
garlic parmesan?
And then I got the lemon pepper.
Yes.
So all right, I guess it's a blind test. So we could just start with one of these and then
Sure.
see how it goes. Like, all right, so grab this one right here.
Look.
I should have ate it before putting ranch on this.
It's supposed to be the vinegar.
It is. I was about to
Mm,
say that, dude. I think a couple months ago I got sick. I think I got COVID, to be honest,
okay.
and so my taste buds are all out of whack. Yeah, I could taste it, but I feel like the opposite of Ratatouille when he's eating the
Mhm.
food and he enjoys it. I'm like, I have to concentrate. I'm like, I want to enjoy this so bad, but I could taste. It's pretty good. I had it. It's not my first time, but it's pretty good overall.
I like it. It has that slight crunch to it. I don't like soggy hot wings
Yeah.
or just soggy wings in general.
One of the things that we're talking about before shooting, dude, we're you see we're getting close to the mic, and you're gonna hear this bite.
Oh, yeah.
Can you guys hear it? You guys-
ASMR.
I know, right? So, but overall, I'm not gonna say that this is my first time trying it. I love it. Shout out to my boy Juven, he for hooking it up, and we're loving it. All right, man. So one of the things I was gonna ask you, brother, when we first connected the first time, you had about 80,000 something followers.
Mhm.
And literally in the last couple months, you blew it up and you're a little bit over 112K on Instagram.
Mhm.
Is was there strategy, or do the reason why I'm asking is because a lot of people that follow the podcast or my Instagram channel are there's a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners, and they have to consistently market themselves. And so when I connected with you, I realized, dude, you're a master of marketing. And people, I feel, and I'm actually guilty of this. I see an influencer and I see in general, and I think like they're just famous for being famous. But I know we talked a little bit last time we talked about that. that there's a strategy, a marketing plan. So do you have anything like that?
I think I have 3 pillars or a few pillars when I post on social media. One is to definitely make sure to provide value, because if you want a follower, people are going to follow you for value. Whether it's education, inspiration, motivation, it has to be one of those things. As for me, since I do a lot of food in the valley, I can do a lot of different content. And so a lot of different people find it useful.
Makes sense.
It's a little harder for businesses, some businesses, for example, restaurants, because their content cannot vary too much from their core
There are
products.
many. Yeah,
Yeah. In
that
fact,
makes
a lot
sense.
of businesses, they're trying to sell a product.
Hmm.
And so that's why they're limited in a way. Not everyone's going to respond to their product. So when they say, oh, I want to gain 100,000 followers, that might not happen because 100,000 people, at least in the area, might not be interested in your product.
No, that yeah, that makes sense. Like now that you got me thinking, it's okay with the reason why I love the platform of podcast is the fact that every time I get a guest on, we talk about different things. We talk about their business, and everybody has their own story and their own journey, and we get to switch it around. So that's why my content's always like different.
That's a better way to gain followers if that's your goal.
Yeah. So ultimately, I feel like personally, definitely agree with this whole what you just said about providing value. And
Mhm.
I know you're a big fan of Gary Vee, and I think we talked about this in the last podcast like months ago that you were at one of his events a couple years ago, and I was there.
Oh,
And
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
We were both at the same
yeah,
Gary V, Tony Robbins event.
yep.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I started going deep with his the jab hook, and that's
Mhm.
exactly what you're talking about. You offer value, and then you sell them something,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's exactly what you're doing. I don't know if you heard of that term, the
I
jab
have.
hook.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It was in his book.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So for me, in my case, the jab is just I just do a lot of free content. I go visit a lot of restaurants. I'm doing all these things that I don't even get paid for.
Mhm.
But then when someone wants something or my time or they want a certain way, then I'll get paid for it.
Yeah.
So you do enough jabs, you don't even have to. For me, I can just throw a right whenever I want.
But no, for sure, dude. On average, dude, like how many views do you think you hit? Because dude, what you're doing is you get views, comments, engagement, shares, and
Mhm.
people save your clip. You're hitting all the
It depends on the content because I try to vary my content as well. Besides the subject, I try to vary the format. So you'll see me do a voiceover of a slight review or showcase of a restaurant. And then you see me do a first person view, and I don't really talk. I just go from one clip to another, and it's like a first person view. And then I find some trending audio that's funny, maybe a little controversial sometimes,
yeah.
but it's usually funny. And then I just pair it with the food. So I have like 3 types of different formats that I go through. So it makes it very interesting for people to watch because they're not always watching the same thing over and
Yeah.
over again. They're like, oh, this was funny. Oh, this was like a first person view of something. Oh, I never saw that before. And then the next thing they know, oh, he did a review of a voiceover review of a
Yeah.
restaurant.
Dude, lately I've been loving your content because we DM'd each other about this that I've been getting into K-pop.
Oh yeah, K-pop.
And I'm like, I'm just like, I know you had that giveaway, and how often do you do giveaways? Just being on that subject.
I do a lot of giveaways.
Yeah,
So I think that's another value that I provide. It's just
yeah,
that when people are on my page, my followers, they're having a lot of fun. They're winning things. I'm playing K-pop in my stories. It's always a good vibe.
awesome. All right, so I'm gonna ask you the second question. What do you think you because there's so many people, actually this morning I was talking to my mentor. We are talking about how I have some business plans, and but overall there's no reinventing the wheel. If you see a lot of food influencers out there that they pretty much have the similar format, how they like, hey, I'm here at this and X
Mhm.
person, but there's a lot of people that try to emulate what you're doing. What do you feel that you did different that made you stand out in your journey?
I think first of all, I went to those Gary Vee events,
Yeah.
and then I also went to another conference. I went to a couple influencer events, and I paid money to go there. So it was like when I first started, I came running out of the gate because I wasn't
Mm.
like trying to figure things out. I already learned a bunch of things, and I was like, all right, let's just take this to 100 miles per hour. So I think that's one of the things that really propelled me to where I am today.
So the one of the things that I noticed is that you're in different platforms. You're on YouTube, you're on TikTok, and
Mhm.
every time do you post on each of those platforms, do you switch the style or anything, or is it just you just post the same clip and just
Usually it's the same clip. I
Mhm,
think it's getting different. It's transforming now. I think
mhm,
previously, maybe a couple years ago, you can definitely just plaster the same thing everywhere.
mhm,
But now, these days, it's not going to work. I can see it.
mhm.
So before I was filming for TikTok and then posting it on Instagram. And now it's more I post it or I film it for Instagram, I post it on TikTok. And then lately I've been seeing where you have to be different in order to let the algorithm help you out on each platform. So you
Mm,
can't just post the same thing over and over again, at least not anymore.
yeah. That's I remember you telling me that when you first started your career, you blew up on TikTok, and then
Yeah.
gradually now I feel like you're blowing up on you're already, like, up there, but I feel like you're getting more for you to go to 85 to 112, like, it's a
Mhm.
huge number,
It's
and
ebb and flow. It's ebb
yeah.
and flow. So for me, on my journey where I started on Instagram, I was at 5K, like 5,000 on Instagram in I think 2020,
Mhm,
2021. And then when TikTok came along, I decided I was going to go all in on TikTok. I grew a lot on TikTok. And what happened was all those followers, all that following got transferred onto Instagram. So my Instagram blew up. And then when TikTok had died down, I still was able to grow on Instagram just because I had so many followers. I was in the algorithm. I
mhm.
had the grace of the algorithm.
Yeah.
So yeah, it ebbs and flows because I was growing on TikTok and then I was growing on Instagram and then who knows, maybe I'll be growing somewhere else. So
Yeah.
you just gotta ride with it. I think because like when TikTok was just flowing, everyone was getting views. I was just concentrating on TikTok. And then Instagram didn't even have reels back then. And then when Instagram said, hey, we're coming out with reels, and you realize, or they even said it themselves, they're like, hey, if you use reels, we're going to give you so many views. And people, they're like, oh no, TikTok is much better. But I'm like, hey, if you're going to get 10 times more views on Instagram, you got to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
So it's ebb and flows. I'm always watching what is happening. So for example, if TikTok came out with something else and the algorithm is good over there, I'm going to shift my strategy and go over there because followers are followers and they transfer between each other.
Yeah.
If you tell them to go follow you on the other platform.
So, what for me, my personal experience with Instagram and TikTok, I noticed that Instagram, it's almost like a storefront. The people that I'm connecting with is literally people I'm doing business with. But
Mhm.
on TikTok, because of that video, I switched. Actually, I switched up the strategy on that other channel, and I started focusing on because I'm a part of another podcast with this therapist, and I'm funneling followers on subscribers on YouTube because of that.
Mhm.
So
That's what you got to do. You got to
yeah,
funnel your followers because that just gives you credibility. It doesn't
yeah,
matter if they're the same people, but
yeah.
if you have 100,000 on YouTube, 100,000 on TikTok, 100,000 on Instagram, technically you have 300,000 followers.
True. Yeah, and the not all followers are the same on at least for me, for what I
Mhm.
got going on, like, it just happened in an accident, I'm like,
Each
1.7 million.
each platform does different things, so you can't say, "Oh, I only need one platform."
Yeah,
So for like you said, Instagram is more of a storefront, but it's also a community builder, I believe.
yeah,
Just from what I've noticed, Instagram allows you to keep track of your following.
yep,
People keep track of you versus TikTok. Even though there is a community on TikTok, the main thing for TikTok is they want you to be on the feed. They want you to scroll through random videos. I've heard so much where my followers were like, "We don't see your videos anymore." And I'm like, because they're not trying to show you who you follow. They're just trying to show you what you
random stuff.
like. Yeah. So it's more like an entertainment viewing platform
Yeah,
versus Instagram. It's more like a following cultivation platform.
yeah. No, that makes sense because I was checking my, I don't know, my professional dashboard deal or whatever, and it
Hmm.
gives you there's a section on there where it tells you where your followers are, and mine, a lot of them are, like, locally from Phoenix.
Yeah. And that's
And
on Instagram
yeah, and
because even on
Instagram.
TikTok, it doesn't show you. It just says United States
Yeah,
or outside the country.
yeah.
So that's what it says.
Alright, so let's try the next one, dude.
Oh yeah.
Alright, let's see.
I'm assuming this is garlic parmesan here. I'll taste it before dipping it in the
Damn it,
sauce.
I had it. What am I doing? I had this before. This is awesome, dude. Sometimes I pause and I just smell the roses and I'm like, my life is dope sometimes." Like, I got the other day, I got invited to go to a grand opening for, Ike's sandwich restaurant. I
Oh
invited you.
yeah. You did invite me. How was the Wagyu sandwich?
I had it when they had the first tasting event, and it was, like, on First Friday. So, it was pretty good, actually.
I think I was already doing something. I can't remember what I was doing.
You were at some bourbon event, or I think you were.
Oh, it's at Chase Field,
Hmm.
actually, for Bourbon and Bones. Man, really nice cocktail lounge. Like you really just get to watch the game and eat and drink cocktails.
Yeah,
And we're eating sushi. We're eating like raw oysters. We're just eating like a bunch of stuff. And you're
yeah,
like, I'm inside a friggin' baseball stadium.
yeah. I was watching the feed and on your stories, and it just looked like a lounge bar, dude. It was
Hmm.
like it looked dope though.
It was fancy. I think I might actually prefer watching the baseball game there instead of like in the stands.
That's funny, dude. No, it was pretty dope, man. Going. One of the questions I had for you is, how do you use trends and to expand your reach?
Trends?
Like, how do you leverage? I know the I made that comment because of that K-pop song. The what's his name? Young something. The Seven. I love
Oh,
that song.
Jungkook
Yeah,
from
yeah,
BTS.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that song was blowing up, dude.
Hmm.
And I was like, it's catchy. I've been listening to it a lot, and I use it on one of my songs, one of my reels, where I was talking about being consistent
Hmm.
and taking action. And it just makes sense. I know what the song's about now. I didn't know what it was about before, dude. Because
Depends on the version that you listen to.
exactly,
Yeah.
dude. But it talked about daily, like daily action. But overall, like I'm blushing right now.
Yeah,
But
that's the trend. You just take one part of the song. Doesn't matter what the song
yeah,
is really about, but you can use it to get your point across.
do you feel that when depending on your content that you actually have recorded, you're gonna post like the music is really important to match the vibes, the energy?
I think so. I spend like at least 15 minutes, around 15, maybe 10 to 15 minutes, just really trying to get the right song in there just because you want the audience to pay attention, you want the vibe to be good, and you just want the video to flow.
Yeah.
So if you have the wrong song in there, it'll just make the video really awkward.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's it. That actually our content. I don't know why I'm having a break for it. Our content creator over here, the show marketing director. She we're having that conversation. She takes a long time picking a song.
Mhm.
So overall, and I feel it's really important. So that video that went viral, it was a little controversial. Like nothing too crazy. It was PG, but a little controversial. It was on the borderlines of that.
Yeah, I
But
saw the video.
yeah,
I think everyone just had an opinion on it.
exactly, dude.
Yeah.
But the song that I pick on there was like from this guy named Vicente Fernandez. And he's this regional Mexican singer. He's
Mhm.
known for like just being a macho man. And it just the song was about how like it doesn't matter what you do if you leave me, like I'm still the king. Like he's just, and I think that song plus the content itself, like it just ruffled some feathers, and it wasn't even that bad, dude. But it worked though. 1.7 and like 200 and something likes and like I don't know how many comments in there, but till this day it hasn't stopped. Like the conversations, we still
Mhm.
people are still going on
And I
it.
think I messaged you because
Yeah,
it was the reason one of the reason that it went viral is because it was controversial.
yeah,
Even though it's super rated PG
yeah,
and it's nothing serious, in terms of violating community
yeah.
guidelines or anything like that. But yeah, if you're looking for trends, I watch a lot of reels and TikTok
Hmm.
and you just watch it for, I don't know, I try to spend maybe like 15 minutes at least a
Yeah.
day watching it just to see what people are doing. And then because the algorithm just favors what people are doing, you just want to hop onto it. So that's on Instagram. On TikTok, it's a little different. On TikTok, I just get a lot of talking heads now,
Mhm.
or like a lot of business reels where they're just really talking into the camera. You have the caption in front of their heads or where their body is.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just different. I think it's harder now to get trends on TikTok because I don't think TikTok is actually trying to do trends anymore. They're trying to go all original content, just trying to do those long form content now, not those dances. I don't see any
Oh
dances
yeah.
anymore. Yeah. They're
This
trying to focus
Charlotte
on
D'Amelio.
talking.
Yeah.
You'll go on TikTok and you'll see someone just in their kitchen talking for 5 minutes.
Hey, what do you think about the whole? What do they call the NPC trend that's going on? Have you seen it,
NPC? No, what is that?
dude? No, are you serious? Okay, like,
Wait,
where
are these like the
like
computer stuff or?
they do a live video and they just people give them what is it, like those gifts, the little icons, and like when
Mhm.
you do a live video, and then they give you like roses and all that. Anytime someone says something, they just make comments like, "Oh, thank you for the rose," and they just it's super awkward. Dude, I gotta send you a video so you can
Okay.
see it. But it's weird. But some of these people that are doing this, they're making 4 or 5 thousand a month. The ones that get a lot of engagement, it's ridiculous, and it's
What are they doing?
I'm telling you, they get like a hat and they're like and they'll say something like if they get a hat on, they'll say, "Oh, thank you for the hat," and there's like random horsey, and then they'll get like a hot dog. It's like it's weird. It's the weirdest thing ever, but they're making like a shit ton of money, dude.
Oh,
But yeah, dude, I'm like, what the fuck, dude? It's so awkward, dude. It's so awkward, and but they're making money, dude. I can't hate on the game, bro. Every has
yeah.
an opportunity.
Maybe I'll just have a bunch of food in front of me, and then I'll be like, "All right, whoever gives me some sort of gift that resembles the food, I'm gonna take a bite of that food."
I know, right? You know what's been the most interesting collaboration you had in the past? Either I don't know with the another influencer or maybe a brand that like either got you super excited in your journey.
I think the most unique and the most interesting collaboration that I've done was with Waymo. Do you know what Waymo is?
That's the car people less driving, right?
Yes, the automated
Yeah, the
car
robots, they're taking
service.
over. Yeah, the AI drivers. There we go. That's better.
I forget. They had like, a specific phrase
Yeah.
that you're supposed to say. You're supposed to say it's like automatic or some kind of car
Mhm.
service and not driverless or something like that. But yeah, basically Waymo is a kind of one of those car service that doesn't have a driver.
Yeah.
And it's all like computerized. It pulls up, it has all the cameras, it drives and just takes you places without having someone in the car with you, which is nice sometimes. I've heard why you would use that and why you wouldn't. So one thing is they're like, oh, but some people may say I prefer a human driver.
Mhm.
And then some people may say, oh, I don't want to talk to anyone or you can't trust those human drivers. Like late at night, you're
Yeah.
like, I don't know who's picking me up. Do I really want some random person picking me up, whether it's Uber or Lyft?
Yeah.
And so I heard all the arguments, and sometimes they're like, yeah, Waymo, there's no one there. You don't have to worry about anything. So
Is it a little bit cheaper than Uber? Because there's not a driver there?
no, I think it's the same price. Like I've looked at all the apps and just
Mhm.
comparing them, and they're about the same price.
Hmm.
Except for I think Waymo, it's limited in the area that they can drive to,
Yeah.
just because it's automated. And sometimes they're like, "Oh, we can't drop you off here, but we can drop you off here, and you have to walk like 2 minutes."
The fuck? That's crazy,
Yeah,
dude. That's hilarious, man.
but
So
it's cool. It's cool. I rode in it, so we did a collab, and at first I was still a little scared, but then after a while, yeah, you just get used to it, and you're like, "Oh, you know what? We haven't got an accident yet. Feels good."
sweet. All right, so let's try the honey barbecue.
Honey barbecue. All right. So far, I like the salt and vinegar more than the garlic parmesan. We'll see what the honey barbecue does.
This is my favorite one. Wonder if they could hear me chew right now. Just kidding.
I can hear you.
This is dope, man.
Do you prefer boneless or bone-in wings?
Boning.
Me too.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know what it is. I just can't. Like, do they? No, actually, I'm assuming they shred it, right, and make it into little balls or
Mhm.
whatever. I can't do it. I like the texture and just shredding the chicken out of the bones.
Yeah, and I think they bread it a lot and they like deep fry it. It's deep fried here,
Yeah,
but they bread it for the boneless and they fry it too.
you get like super soggy after a while too.
Hmm.
Not a fan of that. So we talked about how you are always busy.
I am always busy.
Always busy. I know you have a girlfriend, right? Or wife? A girlfriend. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
girlfriend. And how do you keep that balance from your personal life and obviously running your business, dude? Like, what's your strategy?
It's a little hard, but I managed to get through it. I think I incorporate my personal life into my business life a lot just so I can do two things at once
Mhm.
and just get everything done while still trying to maintain my personal life. I think that's the best way to describe it. And I think it's much easier with the food things,
Yeah.
just because we can both go out to eat.
Yeah, I was about to say that. So, one of the things I was about to say, like you guys are. Oh, it's almost like you guys are going on date night with some of these events or like these
Yeah.
cool taste places and you're like the restaurants and you get these private events, right? Dude, I always see you going to what is it like theater shows and stuff like that. And is that something that you're just going because of leisure or like for fun or do you get invited to?
Oh no, I get invited
Oh,
because
sweet.
we're just doing like a collaboration
Hmm.
for example, I think you're talking about like those Broadway shows
Yeah,
that
there we go.
Figure in place.
Hmm.
They want some promotion. They want me to go and check it out and let people know about it. So it's like a date night, you dress up, you go. I think Arizona Broadway Theater.
Yeah.
Is it Arizona Broadway? Yeah, Arizona Broadway Theater in Peoria. They also do food as well.
Oh, I
So
did see that.
yeah, so they'll have a show like at 7:30, but you can go in at 5:30, and then there's like a full menu, and just eat, drink, and then the show starts, and then intermissions where dessert comes out. So that's Arizona Broadway Theater
That sounds like fun, dude.
in Peoria. It's very fun. It's
I
no.
didn't even know that existed, to be honest. If it wasn't for you, I'm being serious.
Yeah, I didn't know it existed until they, like, invited me out because I was like, "Oh, I didn't know," because the only place I knew that did, like, shows or Broadway shows was Gamage,
Hmm.
ASU Gamage,
Yep.
and I also do, things for them too, and so they're a little different. They don't have the food or anything, but it's still fun watching all the
Yeah.
plays, and it's like a date night. You dress up and you go, and then you just document your experience,
Yeah.
and then you're doing 2 things at once. You're going on a date and you're help promoting.
Dude, that's awesome, man. When you started your journey, and we're gonna focus more on the entrepreneur side of it.
Mhm.
Do you remember any mistakes that you did, and what did you learn from them?
My mistakes.
Yeah, anything that you're like, dang, I should have done this, and I could have made more money, or I could have had that relationship, and or anything like that.
For me, it's been such a whirlwind, and
Hmm.
I feel like probably done I've probably exceeded my own expectations, so it's hard for me to say what kinda mistake I made because it
Hmm.
seemed like everything turned out alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess if I had to do some other things over again, I don't know. Maybe I would do more collaborations or something like that, but I did try to do collaborations. It was just very hard with food things because you're showcasing food and you're
Yeah.
not really trying to showcase yourself. I think if I had to start over again, I think I would showcase myself more and the people around me
Yeah.
just because that's what I'm doing now. In order to like differentiate yourself, you have to show yourself
Yeah.
instead of like the food because everyone can take some photos or do some
Video.
video. If you want to like stand out, it has to be you because
Yeah.
there's only one of you.
Yeah. No, dude, that makes 100% sense, because one of the things, even when, because the your videos typically, like, you're on it like only for a couple seconds, maybe
Hmm.
just an intro, and the rest of it is just your voice. That's a
Hmm.
voiceover. But you have this, like, I don't know, like this cool, not, I wouldn't call it radio voice, but like you just have a cool voice. So it just makes the video fun as well too, dude.
Yeah, I do a lot of. I think I try to make it very interesting
Hmm.
and very dynamic.
Yeah.
I guess that's a radio voice, right?
Yeah.
You just have to be dynamic, you have to be fun and not boring. Even though in real life, I might not sound as dynamic and I might be more like, because I'm like really enthusiastic in my
Yeah.
video. But like here, I'm pretty chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying, hey,
Hey.
what's going on? Are you going to watch this movie today?
I love
We're
that,
here for ATO.
dude.
I don't know. Let's see.
Dude, if because the people that I connect with is a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners, and recently I connected with people like you, and a lot of coaches, and they're building out their online branding. And
Mhm.
what's one word, or not one word, a couple words of inspiration for someone that's trying to build an online presence, either an entrepreneur or just another influencer?
Mm. I think you're just gonna have to put 200% into it.
I love
Because
that.
I think these days there's a lot of talk about life work balance
Yeah.
and how you're not supposed to just go all in. You gotta do everything well rounded. I say that's an advantage to anyone who wants to go the opposite direction and want to put 200% into their work and what they want to achieve because you're going to outwork the other people that are trying to maintain like a work life balance.
Wow.
So just a thought on that
No.
because that's how I do it. And then because we're talking about what I do to maintain like my personal life and
Yeah.
everything, but I go all in like 200% all in into the work area and I try to incorporate my personal life into there. But if anyone else looked at it, they'd be like, you don't have a work life balance. And I'm like, I'm trying to achieve something. So I'll sacrifice now in order to achieve it. And then maybe I'll do work life balance later. Or or the message I sent you earlier
Hmm.
about how Kobe Bryant was saying, like, I'll rest at the end, not in the middle. So
That's awesome, man.
I'm in the middle right now. So I got to keep going.
That is cool, man. And that's, when I met Ike, it doesn't matter. Like, his company does, and he talks about it. So it's not like if I'm putting his personal stuff, but his company does over 100 million.
Hmm.
and he's still like thinking about growing. Like he was telling me that he became friends with the owner of Panda Express. They do 3.6 billion, and
Hmm.
like he's still growing, dude. Once like I would feel like if your company's doing 100 million, you're like, I get to chill now, but nope, he's still hustling, dude. If you, I don't know if you follow him on Instagram, but he's posting daily and he's doing it. He's behind the kitchen. He's making these sandwiches. One of the things that I get a kick out of, he goes on, and I think he posts mainly on, no, he's done it on Instagram, but he'll go on Yelp.
Hmm.
And when people give him like a 1 star, and he'll do a green screen with the comment on the back and the 1 star, and he'll like literally comment back. But some of the 1 stars are ridiculous stuff, and he just goes on there, and he just makes it. I don't know. It's like fun, but
I think like
it's
when you're
something.
at that level of success, you've already gone through the ringer. It doesn't really matter what people say. You're looking at it and go, okay, I can be honest about it and or
Yeah,
respond to it without really taking it to heart too much
yeah.
in a way. Yeah, no, it's going back to Ike
No.
where it reminded me of I listen to a lot of motivational videos,
Hmm.
self-development videos, and it reminds me of this other person. I think his name was like Eric Thomas or ET. I
Yep.
think I saw him live too. Yeah.
I was at one of those events here in Arizona.
Oh, okay. I think I was in California when I saw
Oh,
him.
I was like,
He was just like, I love one of his quotes. I think it's like, "What? You made it to the top? You made it to the top and you're gonna chill? Is that what you're gonna do?" It's like, you don't chill, you keep going. So,
no, yeah, man. Dude, like it's cool, man. Like it's so inspiring hearing you say this because like I feel when I met Ike and we're talking, I feel like the ultimate equalizer in that room was the fact that we're all looking for growth. Like
mm,
even right now, like we're talking and you're telling me your goals and the things you're trying to accomplish. And before we start recording, I think that's the main reason why I love what I'm doing because I get to interact. I get to interact with entrepreneurs that are they're on that same journey, man. Like I feel that the journey that we're on, dude, not everybody could handle it. And on top of that, it's a lonely road. And when we come across somebody that's going through that same struggle or journey, like I feel that we could relate to them and encourage.
I think you're in a good position just because you know how they say you are who you hang out with, who you
Yeah.
talk to, and you get to talk to everyone that's amazing. You
Yeah.
know, get to talk to all the high performers and you're gonna be able to absorb everything, which makes you even better.
Oh,
So
you're absolutely right, man. I think I'm always big on like growth, dude. Like this is something that I talked to Deshelle about. Like, hey, educate yourself. Go on because she's a marketing director and she does the social media management for our clients. I
mhm,
tell her like learn more, educate yourself more, bring more value, so then we could turn around and later on charge more. Because right
yeah.
now, it's, hey, even though we're a startup, our focus is providing value. That's why I spent over, I don't know, in this studio over almost close to $20,000 just to bring value. So when customers come and they rent out the studio, we produce and edit or whatever, we focus on the value. So our value proposition is okay, we're going to give you quality and quantity
Mhm.
content. So that's all about that we're about, man. With the I did see recently that you started this new service and it's called the AZ Food Guy Experience. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Oh, yes, it's one of my many projects I'm working on. Mm.
It's all good.
Yeah, I know.
This is like gold right here, dude.
Okay. Yeah, it just caught me in the middle of
Yeah.
chewing. Okay. Yeah, AZ Food Guy Experiences, that's I'm partnering with Go Lickety. So it's where people that are busy or out of town visitors or they're just trying to do something, they can actually use that service and say, "Hey, I want," they just go to my website and then they're like, they're going to click on, "I want a fancy evening out." And then I don't like seafood and I like cocktails and I don't want to stay out past 10.
Hmm.
And then what happens is all that information goes to my team and they go and book everything that according to that criteria and they go book all the reservations and then they send them the itinerary, they send them any other services they checked off on there. So it's basically like a concierge service.
And is it at random, like the restaurants? Like it's just.
It's from we have a curated list of restaurants.
Mhm.
If they say, "Oh, I want seafood," then we go to our list and these are all the seafood places. And
Okay.
we're gonna see, and these are the best seafood places we know, things that I've gone to. things that like I've seen is just really good and it would really add to their experience. And so they just pick from the list, they book the reservation. Sometimes maybe they're full, so we pick another
Mhm.
restaurant from the list. But the main point is the customers themselves don't have to do it. So if you're like too busy or you just have a hard time planning date night, you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh man, I I don't know where to go." You just give us a call and be like, "All right." Not a call. You go on our
Yeah.
website and you're like, "All right, I want this and this." Send it over to my team. They're like, "All right, we got just the thing for you." And
That's
then
fun.
yeah, and then like they're on the
You
day of,
you also I saw that you give flowers part
yeah,
of the experience as well? Like that.
exactly. So on the day of, we
Yeah.
send you like this red envelope and it has like your itinerary on it, what time you're supposed to be at each restaurant or the cocktail bar or whatever places that we planned for you and
Mhm.
booked the reservation for you. And then you get flowers with that itinerary. Usually those are for dates,
Yeah.
but it could be something else. If you wanted a haircut before you go on your date or something, they'll book your haircut appointment for you. So you just go do
Wow.
that. Or you need a makeover at your house, they'll send over like a makeup artist and they'll stop by your house and
That is
do
so
makeup stuff.
cool. No,
Yeah.
I love that, and it's so crazy because 'cause I'm always thinking I have this business mindset, and my mentor says, "You're to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to solve problems." Dude, you're
You have
solving problems,
yeah.
especially for some people that are just not creative, especially for me, sometimes my fiance's, "Hey, let's go somewhere," and she's, "Oh, I don't know where to pick it." And she wants me to pick it. I mean, I think
If I
I'm
were
gonna try
you,
it,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. If I were you, I'd just be like, all right, let me hit up AZ Food Guy's Instagram profile, click this link, bam, click.
Yeah,
Since I don't click, and then submit it, and then you'll get. I think you'll get email confirmation from
yeah.
us saying, all right, we booked you these things, and then you'll get the official itinerary, flowers, everything, and all you do is just sit back and be like, hey, guess what I did?
Say less. I think overall, like it's just for me personally, I'm huge on changing up the routine, and I think that's like the service you provide. It's like it's
Yeah,
just different.
it'll be different every time because
Yeah.
even you, the person who booked it, doesn't really know where you're gonna go and what you're gonna eat that night.
Oh, you don't
Yeah, you don't know until you get the
until
itinerary.
wow.
Yeah, you're just saying, "Hey, I wanna be in the Scottsdale area for this night out." So, it's not even for it could be for date night, it could be, like, for a birthday, it
Mhm.
could be, like, for a group of friends, like 5 people, you just select that option, "I have 5 friends, we need a night out somewhere, and we wanna stay out till mid or past midnight." So, that's one of the criterias, and then they'll book something for you and be like, "Hey, we got you a table here, you're gonna there's, like, live music, DJs until 2 in the morning, and, here you go, here's your itinerary, your table's already reserved for you to show up."
Damn, that's dope, dude. Dude, no, I'm gonna try it, dude. I'm gonna
Okay.
try it. I think my fiance is gonna definitely enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah, it's live right now.
Yeah. So
So
what's the website for that? If people wanna.
it's azfoodguy.com. So I think we're gonna hook up where it's gonna be one of the menu items and you
Okay,
can
cool. You can just click on that.
just click on that, or it's like on my profile, my profile where you click on the links and it'll
Yeah.
just take you to there.
Sweet. All right, man.
That and yeah, it was keeping me quite busy along with all the other things I was doing.
Dude, you're always like you're always doing stuff, man. Do you have any projects you got going on? I know you got Easy Food Pass. That seems pretty interesting. Like
Oh
how's
yeah,
that
yeah.
going?
Let me AZ Food Pass is fun. I actually started that in January where
Mhm.
it's like
Actually, around the time that we
when
first met, like
yeah, I was telling you
officially,
about it.
yeah.
Yeah. It's really for people that want to hang out and meet up. So it's like half for my fan club, I guess if you
Mhm.
want to call it that, but we call it like a membership
Or what do you
where
call them? Your VIPs?
my
I love
VIPs,
that.
yeah, my followers are my
Yeah,
VIPs because my followers are in the know. They know
yeah,
where all the good stuff is. They get to enter all the giveaways, so they're treated like VIPs.
yeah,
And so for my AZ Food Pass, it's just basically like a digital pass. You
yeah,
can go to my website and it's a subscription. You enter your information, you buy it. Every month, I send you a digital pass to your Apple or Google Wallet,
yeah.
and it'll expire after every month. It just renews. But with that
Mhm.
pass, there's like a list of restaurants that will give you discount if you show that pass. And
Yeah, that's
then
dope.
I'll host like meetups or parties. And
Yeah.
then if you have that pass, you can come.
That's so dope. I actually I was able to go with you. We went to what was like a sushi spot,
We
right?
went to Tempe Fusion
Yep.
Lounge, I believe.
Oh, that
That
was
was the name
dope,
of
dude.
it. Yeah, and the chef, he made us like all this sushi
Yeah.
and everyone just got to eat it. We got like all these random like oyster shooters and whatnot. So it's definitely a party when we do it.
That's no, I remember that day. It was dope, man. Like I'm telling you, dude, like Man, I watch your feed, dude, and you're right, dude. Like going back to what you commented about earlier is like your the value they provide is like entertainment. Like I always have fun like watching your stuff, dude. So
Mhm.
it's pretty dope.
It's
And
entertaining, and now you get to come and
yeah,
actually
and
experience it
exactly
as well.
that's what exactly I was about to say. Like now, like if you're a fan, like, they can get to connect with you, and you're one of the things about you that is you're super down to earth, dude. And I see you interact with, especially when people follow you and they find you out there randomly and they like take a picture with you or they do videos and you share it on your stories, and dude, you're pretty cool, man.
I'm just a very social person, so I like it when people come up and ask for selfies or just wanna say hi, and I'll be like, "Oh, okay. Hey, what's up?"
So the other thing too, I was gonna ask you, I follow AZ Food Guy on Instagram and TikTok as well, but also too you have the lifestyle guy.
I do
Like
have Lifestyle Guy.
there we go. Tell me about that. Like
Oh, man.
what's this? I know did you just start that recently?
I started that, last year,
Yeah.
actually, and then I didn't do anything with it. I was not following my own rules about posting every day
Yeah.
and doing a lot, but it was hard for me because I was doing so much with AZ Food Guy. It was hard to, keep up with Lifestyle Guy. But now I'm putting extra effort in to doing Lifestyle Guy, which is basically my page for everything that I cannot do on AC Food Guy. So a lot of companies or just people want to do collabs. If it's not food related, it's very hard to do on AC Food Guy. So it's everything else that I put on Lifestyle Guy because if it's fashion, it's lifestyle. If
Yeah.
I'm traveling, it's lifestyle.
Yeah.
Right now on Lifestyle Guy, I'm focusing more on financial education, a little bit of that, and a little bit of traveling education.
Hmm.
For that type of content, I usually go to hotels
Hmm.
or I do travel, and then in the caption, I provide the value of like how they can do it. But yeah, when you look at the feed, it's just me traveling or
Yeah.
me having fun doing something.
Can you elaborate the whole thing where you just mentioned about the whole financial education? Is that what you said?
I
Or
did say that.
okay, all right, elaborate on that.
Oh, it has to do more with traveling. Just
Like
talk
travel hacking? Is that what
travel.
you mean?
It's a little
Like
bit, but
point?
it's like the points. But I
Okay.
tell people, for example, I just made a post recently. I'm like, hey, you should totally subscribe to ad-free TV streaming service
Mhm.
because you don't want to waste your time watching commercials. You rather take that time and go earn some money. It's like for
Mm.
13 bucks a month, you're watching like 3 hours of commercial, depending on how much TV you watch.
Yeah,
Because the more you watch, the more commercials you watch.
yeah.
So I'm like, hey, $13 a month, you save 5 hours of commercial a month. What can you do in those 5 hours? Is it worth that $13? So it's a little bit of everything, but yeah, content wise, visually, I'm showing off like a lot of traveling, a
Y
lot of cool places.
You went to, was it Bisbee?
Bisbee.
Bisbee? Yeah, I saw that. How was that?
That was very interesting. I've never like really just went to a small town on purpose. It's usually, oh, if my friends were there
Mhm.
or there's some other reason. But we went there because I think a friend of mine, Jax, Fair Expedition on Instagram,
Yeah.
and she was trying to promote a magician and she's come along. And I'm like, oh, all right. I guess we'll
Oh, I did
go.
see that guy.
Yeah. He was cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know. Like when you experience those magic tricks right in front of you, you're like, oh, how did he do that?
It's like magic.
It's like magic. Oh my gosh. Because like if you're watching on TV, you can
Mm.
analyze it and look at it and then replay it. When it's done right in front of you, you can't do that. You can't like replay it. And it's
Yeah.
only done once. So you're just like, wow, okay. That was pretty cool. I did not catch how you did that.
Yeah, like the sleight of hands, like, man, there's some talented magicians, like, where with you can't even in slow motion, it's hard. They could trick the camera.
Hmm.
That's pretty dope, though. When it comes to, like, other businesses, influencers, or, like, concepts like that inspire you to work harder or work smarter, is there, like, anything out there that you're trying to do, like, differently when it comes to that?
I'm always inspired by a lot of things because I'm
Mhm,
always looking at what works
mhm.
and what doesn't work. But just like recently, I was watching, funny with it because we talked about earlier, I was watching like a K-pop
Yeah,
documentary and one of those challenge shows. It's like American Idol where they have to like pass the tests in order to make it into a K-pop group.
yeah.
And yeah, no, I was watching all these different things and I'm just like, man, everyone who's at the top is always just working their hardest. I was watching that show, and then this contestant was like saying, "Yeah, I put in 40 hours of practice within the last 4 days." And it's like you if you want to make it to the top, you just have to go all in and do that. So I take a lot of inspiration from a lot of different things where I'm like, oh, okay. So if they're doing that, I should be doing.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, the more we're having this conversation, the more it makes me think. I was talking to my fiance. We were talking about how lately I've been so I record during the day and then I'm editing at night. And so I usually my day shooting day ends around 3.
Mhm.
I wrap up here, I get home like around 4:30 and then I don't stop editing till 9 when I go to sleep.
Oh, I go to sleep at 3 or 4 in the morning.
See, yeah, you're a whole different level, dude. I try to go to sleep early because like I wake up at 5,
Mm.
4:40 in the morning to go bike. I bike 10
So
miles. Like
you wake up like when I go to sleep.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. For reals?
Sometimes, yeah.
Jesus, bro.
Then I wake up like at 11. I have to get like at least 6 hours of sleep though.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
well, that
I'm
makes
just like
sense. Yeah, you're gonna.
crashing all of the time.
Have you
So,
ever has that happened to you? Take a random nap during the day?
oh, I do that all the time. I would be like editing on my phone and then I would just drop my phone onto the ground. And
Mhm.
then the next thing I know, I'm just like, what happened? Because I just passed out in the middle of editing a video.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah.
And actually, how much do you work, dude, overall?
How much do I work?
Yeah, like how do you if you could write down the hours of work that you do a week, what do you think is that?
Oh, man. I think at least like maybe more than 8 hours a day. I'm pretty sure. 12 hours a day? I don't know. It's hard to describe because, for example, you know how we went on it, me and my girlfriend would go on a date, right? At the play, the Broadway play.
Yeah.
I would consider that work actually.
For reals? I was about yeah, I was
Yeah,
about
because
that.
because I'm still actively thinking about what I need to do, what I need to record,
Yeah.
because I'm like the director, I'm the producer, and I'm always have to keep thinking. We could be on a date, but I'm working. So I count that as work
Yeah.
as well. So I'm pretty much working 12, 15 hours. I don't know. Because I'm always thinking.
Me too. I'm always thinking, all right, well, I could have done this different. I got
It's
this other project.
I'm surfing on Instagram, but I'm not watching it to enjoy Instagram. I'm watching and go, I could do that. I could do that.
That's dope, dude.
So it's not me like doing anything fun when it comes to that. So I'm motivated to just work really internally and sometimes externally, but usually internally.
Man, I it's been a fun ride. I appreciate it. And this is where we end our trip
Well, we
and our
haven't even
ride. And this is where we're gonna end it. So we're
okay.
gonna try our last wing here, and which is the one I picked, lemon
Okay.
pepper.
Lemon pepper.
I don't think I tried this before.
So I guess I can ask you a question.
Okay.
What motivates you internally and what motivates you externally?
Wow, dude. I think honestly, bro, I'm kind of stumped because this is. I think you're the first person that ever asked me a question.
Oh,
I
okay.
swear, dude. I done over 70 interviews for sure, small, long, and short. I never like, dude. I got goosebumps. I'm like, what the heck? So this is how it feels to be on the other side. So motivation inside is, dude. Honestly, bro, is I know the show is always making fun of me where I say I'm gonna get emotional, but this is
You're
yeah. So this is my second time starting a media company. The
okay.
last time I tried this was like about 5 years ago, and there were some. I'm not gonna say failures anymore. I'm learning to say lessons,
Mhm.
and I took it hard, dude. And overall, like I went through depression, and it was pretty dark time, and I just let it go. And now I don't want to fail. I don't. Ugh. Stop the shot. I know you. I can feel you. Even you controlling cameras. But nah, dude, I just I do not. I don't want to stop. I'm not gonna give up. Like one of my childhood dreams was to literally become a YouTuber. And I
Mhm.
obviously we're creating this podcast for that channel that and I don't care like how long it takes, like in the next 12 months, even if it's like a fucking dollar. It's like here's a ad revenue, here's a fucking dollar. I want to get paid by creating
Mhm.
content.
Oh,
And that's my drive. Obviously, the media company is just this is my second time, but I'm doing things differently. I'm learning consistently. I have the right mentors on my side, and that's like my drive. Externally, I guess when you say that, I'm assuming like I don't know. I don't know if it's like physical, but I get in front of the camera a lot now. And recently, one of the cool things about this journey is that people are starting to hire me to do these interviews, like in front of like networking events. And I
mhm.
got yesterday. I filmed my second gig, and I literally just with the little on the phone with the little lapel mic and just hey, so tell me your business. What's the name of your business? What do you do? And how can people find you? Like literally 35, 40-second little mini commercials. I
Yeah.
got paid by doing that. And in about a month and a half ago, I said, watch this show. I'm going to get so good at interviewing people. People are going to pay me outside of the whole podcast because I've been um hired to co-host and interview people. But it's dope, dude. It's dope. I'm literally watching my figure, and I lost 7 pounds the last month, 28 days. I'm doing the 75 hard right now.
Hmm.
Yeah, I lost 7 pounds.
Okay.
I'm at 220. I'm trying to get at 200. I think at 200 I should look pretty good. So
Wow.
I don't look horrible now, but it's all good.
That's good. You got
Yeah,
internal and external
I
motivation
think
to get you through that.
you know what, dude. Now that we're having this conversation, I think next time we meet up, oh, I guess I'm gonna put you on the spot. I'm like, so the viewers are gonna watch this, but I
You're
think we
gonna have
should.
me ask questions.
Yes, let's do it, dude. Let's do it. I think it'll be fun. I've been thinking about who could be the person that could interview me, and
Mhm.
obviously it has to be somebody that feels comfortable being in front of the camera, doesn't get nervous. It just makes sense.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna put that on the put a pin on that. We're gonna save that there. But all right, man. So all right, to if people want to connect and learn more about all the things that you're offering, your services, and just the content, what's the best contact info for you?
My handle, of course, it's even on my shirt
Oh
here
wow.
at AZ Food Guy on Instagram and TikTok. There's a link on my profile that you can access pretty much everything. Or if you don't want to use social media, you can always go to my website, azfoodguy.com, and it should have everything on there from AZ Food Pass to AZ Food Guy experiences to everything, really. So, yeah, I say azfoodguy.com is probably your best resource. And you can always contact me or DM me if there's any questions.
Awesome, brother. All right, guys. So I am so grateful. Number one, actually, I'm going to say thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. And
Yeah.
thank you for being an inspiration. You're one of the people that I look up to, especially because you are amazing at marketing, dude. And I'm like, I admire it. And I think people don't give you enough credit in that aspect as a marketer. And you're fucking amazing, dude.
Thank you very much. And thank you for having me on the show. I always enjoy talking to you.
I appreciate it, man. All right, guys. So remember, number one, actually, I'm going to give a shout out to ATL Wings on Roosevelt Road. Make sure to follow them and like them. And if you guys want to subscribe, actually, no, I'm going to tell you, subscribe to the Truth of the Hustle podcast and follow me there, guys. Thank you.
And follow me too. Tasty Food Guy.
AC Food Guy.